everybody. Welcome to Cactus number 6. I hope you can see that clearly. I'm just going to see if it's in focus. I think that's fine. Okay, today we're going to do a cactus in a terrarium, which is a special case that you can keep your cacti in. You may have seen them. They're made of glass generally. Sometimes they can even be stained glass, which is really pretty. But they would be pieces of glass surrounded by little thin strips of metal, sometimes copper, sometimes lead. And if you've seen them before, you may already have one in your house, but you can get them in most shops now, especially garden centres, and they come in mini forms and you can hang them up. Some of them are tiny, some of them are huge. So some of them look like that. They're sort of triangular in form. Some of them can be square. Oops, sorry, I didn't realise I was drawing on the wrong one. Okay, there you go. There we start again. You probably just saw the bottom of that happening. Okay, so now we're going to draw the cactus inside. And this one's going to be another spiky cacti. Okay, and we're going to have another ball coming out of the back there. And because this cacti is sitting within the terrarium, I'm going to have to put a line there and a line there to make it three-dimensional. Okay, so as I said, if you're using watercolour, if you think your pencil lines are too dark and you don't want them to show you through your work, then just take a putty rubber and just lightly rub out the surface. Don't rub out so that you completely erase it, because you won't be able to see it. Okay, so to start with, we're going to paint the cacti, and today I'm going to make my cacti a sort of reddy grey colour. So what I've got here is some of the rose madder I used yesterday. I think I used it yesterday, did I? Yes, on the pot, on number 5, I used rose madder, which is a very pinky reddy colour. And I'm going to add into that some grey. So it goes like purple almost, purple grey tone. Don't know whether you can see that. Okay, but again, you know, you can make these whatever colour you want. It's good to have a look online and see the different colours. So look on Pinterest or just do a Google search for cacti, and you'll see that there's an enormous variety of cacti and cacti colours for you to choose from. And because this is a creative class, you don't have to stick rigidly to the colours that you're told to use here. You can make them up. You can make them special rainbow cacti if you want to do that. Okay, so we're going to leave that colour, and underneath I'm going to try and vary my pot colours so that they look different. And I haven't done a blue pot yet, so I'm going to take in my set again. I've got some cerulean blue here, which is a sort of sky blue colour. You can have cobalt or cerulean blue in a watercolour set. That's the cerulean, and this is the cobalt. They're very similar. One's slightly stronger than the other, and they're mainly used for sky colours in watercolour. So again, now because we're painting an object that has got pointed sides, if your brush is too big and you want to get into those little corners there and your hands are not steady enough, use a smaller brush. I've got a round brush here, and sometimes you can get like, you can't quite get into those corners using a round brush. So take your detail brush and paint into those corners with the detail brush, and then fill in the rest with your round. And on this, because it's an angled pot, we're going to put in some shade. So all you need to do is take the same colour blue that you've got there, and you can either mix it using a darker blue, so something like an ultramarine or something like that, and mix that into your cerulean colour there, and that will give you a shadow colour. So you can just whack that in on top on your sides, and that will just give you a little bit of form on your pot. Okay, now because this is wet, we're going to dry it off, because we need to paint in here and then we need to put lines on the rest of the terrarium. So I'm just going to lightly dry this off with a hairdryer. Okay, nice and quick. I'm going to use a detail brush. This is one of the small brushes, and like I said, if you haven't got a detail brush, then you can either cut an old brush down or buy yourself one online. They're very cheap, only a couple of pounds sometimes. And I'm just going to paint the soil in using my detail brush around those lovely edges of the cacti. And I'm also going to use this colour to put some spikes on my cacti. And this is a burnt umber colour, but it's sitting on the red side of burnt umber. Oops. Okay, so again, use that colour thickly. I'm going to put a little bit of black into it, and we're going to put some little crosses on this cacti here, like this. Just on the foreground one, just little crosses like this. Okay, and I've just realised what I need to do is just put a little bit more colour. So that purple colour that we mixed up for the, which was the red and a little bit of grey, I'm just going to pop it around the inside on those sections that are behind. How are we doing for time? Okay, those, and a little touch on this one just at the top, and let that dry off. And then once you're done, repeat the crosses on those. Make sure it's dried off, because I want to do the cross sections now. So take a black or a grey, and you need a steady hand, so really ground your hand on your work, and you're going to carefully paint over those lines. Now, if you haven't got a steady hand, my hand's not mega steady, then you can use a pen or a pencil even to do this job. All right, sometimes it takes a lot of practice to get a nice straight line with a paintbrush. So you can, before you do this, you can go off and you can practice getting those lines straight. And I know I'm over time, but I'm just going to quickly finish this off so you can see how it's finished. Like I said, just use a fine fibre tip marker if your hand is not steady enough for this job. Okay, don't rush it and just enjoy the process. Okay, and then obviously once this is dry, you can go in and put your finishing crosses on the rest of your cacti, like that. Some of them stick over the edges, some of them stick out of the top, and so on. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, and see you again tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, please, with your friends and family if you've enjoyed it. Okay, bye for now.